So the goal here is obviously to focus on trafficking.
This is the Portland Police's Human Trafficking Unit. They are headed out to crack down on those who are buying and selling women for sex on 82nd Avenue. Along with the detectives, officers, and prosecutors, victim advocates are a core part of the team.
If you guys need help with an advocate, I'm happy to page one out, so just let me know.
As an advocate working with the police, Robin Miller has a tough job. She has to gain the trust of sex workers who have been trained by traffickers not to trust law enforcement. But her own life is her most valuable tool.
As I have a lived experience, I can just meet them immediately where they're at, and they know it, because if I come out on the corner and say, I used to be on this corner, it's like watching something fall off of the person. And then it's not that they necessarily trust me in the immediate, but there's an understanding. And I would say even a respect.
30 years ago, she walked the streets of 82nd Avenue, sold sex, worked as a prostitute.
I had a pimp. I met him at a club. I left with him one night in a blackout, woke up in Tacoma, and then the next day I was in San Francisco on the street, and that lasted for 6 years. And he trafficked me up and down the I-5 corridor, Honolulu, Vegas, and Phoenix. I went to jail a lot in a lot of those places, and it is part of my story, but I recognize that it doesn't and shouldn't be part of anybody's story when these things are happening to them.
It's a philosophy shared by the Portland Police and Multnomah County Prosecutor's Office, known as a victim-centric approach. Sex buyers and traffickers go to jail. The women caught in the middle are offered services. But those services aren't forced on the women. It often takes many interactions with advocates like Miller before someone is ready to accept help.
I just want them to know that they're seen and they're loved and that they're valued and they're valuable. I want them out. I don't want anybody out on the street. I want them to believe in themselves and believe in their future, believe there is a future.
But getting out of the life is complicated. And as the saying goes, it takes a village.
So it takes usually a support team of, minimally like a victim's advocate, a mental health support, the medical aspect, which may involve drug and alcohol support, maybe a detective who's working a criminal case against their trafficker, and then schooling and like all the other things that come next when you start to look at actually just not just surviving, but trying to thrive.
Esther Nelson Garrett founded Safety Compass, which specializes in providing services for sexually exploited people under the age of 25 at the moment they need it.
And so we're bringing them into our office here anytime, 24 hours a day. We'll open it up. We've got a clothing closet where we've got clothing of all different sizes.
It may seem like a small gesture, providing some basic life necessities, but it goes a long way in building trust.
So it's nice to be able to give them something that's theirs in exchange for nothing. And I think in a world where everything's been an exchange of themselves for something, it's nice to be able to just say, here, this is for you, with no regard to whether or not you're interested in talking to anyone or you need anything else from us.
When someone is ready to get out of the life, Safety Compass has a safe house for those whose safety may be under threat.
So we've taken a lot of steps to sort of protect that space. It's centrally located in the region that we serve, but we don't give people any more information than that because sometimes their traffickers are trying to find them.
And the danger is real. Female sex workers are 60 to 100 times more likely to be murdered than the general population.
Sex trade is inherently violent and deadly. This is not fun. It is not. Two consenting adults is not the norm. Paid rape is what prostitution is.
Miller knows that she can't save everyone she meets. She says that's the hardest part of the job. But what she can do is be there, in the moment, hoping to plant a seed for long-term recovery.
So it's sitting with people in the worst time of their life. And for me, it's like sitting in a space with them that I know. And so that makes it really hard.